Excuse me. I really hate to bother you. Oh, I see you're having a little dinner party here. I'm really sorry to intrude. I guess you're all probably wondering who I am. My name's Detective Peter Palumbo from the New York City Police Department. The building doorman here, Mr. Dowdy Jones, called me this evening. At 6:20 p.m. exactly, sir. As I was saying, at 6:20 p.m., Mr. Jones here had a rather traumatic experience. And it would really...
Traumatic? Right. Devastating. That's what it was.
Mr. Jones, perhaps we should just tell these ladies and gentlemen about the body you found.
Oh, yes, the body. Well, seeing that my shift was over, I went to the West Alleyway to get my car to meet the boys over at O'Malley's. When I look at my car, it was Mr. Barnes. Dead he was. He'd fallen off his balcony and flattened my roof. Oh, there he was, lying on the top, all sort of scrunched and twisted and warped. I couldn't even open my door. It was horrible.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's a funny thing about Mr. Barnes. The U.S. Attorney General's office has been investigating him recently and was about to arraign him on charges of insider trading. Yeah. At first glance, it looks as though the combination of this investigation and yesterday's stock market crash, well, they were too much for Mr. Barnes. Now, you get the idea. Jumped from his balcony, took his own life rather than face the humiliation and financial ruin brought on by the crash on Wall Street.
Aye, crashed all right. Crashed on me beautiful car.
As I was about to say, although the fall of John K. Barnes ended in a crash on Dowdy Jones' car, I don't think he jumped. I'm afraid all of you are now suspects in a murder. Yes, murder. I have evidence that Mr. Barnes may have been poisoned. Yes, poisoned. Well, there was no sign of a struggle in the apartment. There are a few other things to consider. First, we found a small dart lodged in Mr. Barnes' clothing, which we're about to send to the lab for analysis. And several suspicious items were found in the drawers of that antique bureau in the entrance hall. Now, it's not likely Mr. Barnes put them in there. This pen, for example, contains no ink, but instead contains a murky brown liquid. And this flask holds a colorless liquid which I believe from the aroma may be cyanide. Yet another bottle was found containing the residue of a white powder which may prove to be arsenic. Now, I also found a glass in Barnes' bedroom containing sediment of some kind, and in a secret compartment next to Mr. Barnes' bedroom, I found an Amazonian blowgun.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, all that. I'm surprised you didn't find a bomb, too.
Oh, I found a bomb, too. Oh, don't worry. It was in the secret compartment, and it was not due to go off until the middle of the night. I have deactivated it, so you're all quite safe. Now, until I thoroughly investigate, however, I'm afraid that no one will be allowed to leave the premises. There are still a few wrinkles that need to be ironed out. For example, some of you may have had reasons for warning him out of the way. Now, I understand that Mr. Barnes was not the most generous of persons.
Aye, you got that right. I worked 15 years with that cheap SOB without so much as a Christmas tip. Now look what he's done to me car. Who's going to pay for this?
I'm sure he was insured, Mr. Jones. Forgive me for staring, ma'am, but aren't you Cassandra Antel? You know, my wife is one of your biggest fans. She reads your column every day. She'll be so excited when I tell her I met you today. You too, Senator Barnes. My wife is your biggest fan. It is certainly clear from all you people being here that Mr. John K. Barnes had powerful friends and associates. Isn't this place something? You know, I bet Mr. Barnes is really going to miss this place, especially that art collection. That gallery is amazing. There must be millions of dollars in paintings in there, don't you think? Now, I don't know much about art, but those Van Goghs are beautiful. Am I mistaken? Or were those genuine Freud Jew lens hanging in there? My wife loves his paintings. Wait till I tell her I saw so many of his originals. Really something. Well, I really hated to bother you people, being wealthy investors and all, but we do have to sort out this mess, don't we? Now, I will leave you my notes on the report of investigation just in case it jars a thought. Now, I'm sorry, but you can't leave the apartment. What I'm going to do, I'll post a police officer outside the door for your protection. I suggest while you wait, you try to solve this matter amongst yourselves. And do try to enjoy your dinner. Mr. Jones, if you would follow me, I have just one more thing to ask you that's bothering me.
Very good, sir. Top of the evening to you, my friends. And if I may leave you with just a brief Irish prayer. May the sun always shine on your face, and the wind always be at your back. And may you never waste time washing your car the day before a Wall Street crash.